Not just that, they have imposed 0% retaliatory tariff on certain goods from Bangladesh. Now, this entire news will not only destroy India in one manner, but going to attack India in almost many manners right now. Because India and US were having their deal in this whole sector. This sector is one of the India's biggest sector. This sector is a sector where Indian women are employed as much as you cannot even imagine. This sector is the only sector which is so huge after the agriculture sector, and which makes our number going down right now. If Bangladesh has been reduced by 1% tariff, then we are at a cost where we will be at a loss. And not just that, we are not only at a loss by US, but we are also at a loss by Bangladesh. Now you must be thinking, which sector is it? This is the textile apparel sector. Yes, it is huge, because I'll tell you why. Because right now in India, we almost produce approximately 30 to 40 billion dollar of goods to US right now, and this number will be reduced. Why? Because Bangladesh is getting much more cheaper in terms of textile and apparel, because they are reduced by 1% tariff, so they can actually export more and more number of goods out there. And if the choice will be given, then US is going to buy from Bangladesh because it is cheaper than us than going with India. So we are at a big loss. Now you must be thinking, just 1%, how can it make a bigger deal? It will make a bigger deal. You need to understand this one thing. It is not that we are, when it comes to textile and apparel, we produce it in bulks, in millions and dollars, right? So 1% can also make a margin that we cannot even imagine. But how did it all take place? What really happened? So earlier, when US imposed 50% tariff on us, then it was reduced to 18% tariff. Now we thought that earlier, how we used to export such big number of garments to US, now we couldn't do it. But then again, when 18% was imposed, we were really happy of the fact that now we can do it and will be, really fine and really good for us. But then when US came up with this entire deal, now what will happen, that now we cannot produce much more to US also, and we can also not produce much more to Bangladesh also. So here comes a twist. Bangladesh makes t-shirts and whatsoever textile they're making and exporting it to US. Now that raw material has been always bought by India, and Bangladesh is one of the biggest buyers of cotton yarning from India. You need to understand, we are losing a big buyer. Also, we are losing a big exporter out there. So in that case, India is at a loss that we cannot even imagine. This all started when US President Donald Trump had this entire issue with China going on. China used to export a lot of textile apparel to US, but then they had their entire conflict and deals on the critical earth mineral, where they said that China is not producing, or should I say, exporting much more of the critical earth minerals to us. Now US President Donald Trump got really angry on this entire fact. Now he said that, okay, if you're not producing that, we are not going to take it from you. We are not even going to take textile apparels from you. So they reduced it to a number that we cannot even imagine. Now they shifted to Bangladesh and Vietnam. In this entire process, Bangladesh and Vietnam got an upliftment. Remember that one deal where India was declined and Bangladesh and Vietnam was given? This is that entire deal. This is the textile apparel deal which was given to them. So after 2018, when the fight was happening between US and India, China, then Vietnam and Bangladesh became, a big exporter of textile apparel to US. Now there again came a story twist. Now after that entire thing, US imposed tariffs and sanctions on a lot of countries, and India got really sad. But then India also got European Union, because they signed FTA with them. So now we don't have to give any such tariffs on our entire projects, right? So we started exporting garments and all of that to European Union, but we still had Bangladesh with us. Bangladesh not just only exported textile apparels to America, but they also did it to European Union. And whatsoever they were doing, they were always taking the cotton or raw materials from us, from the Indians out there. So we were having a hefty business out there, because textile apparel is one of the biggest sector in Bangladesh. If they earn, their economy is running so well, it is because of textile and apparels, because it is one of the biggest one. So if it was the biggest one, they used to take it in bulk from India. Now that US has put up a retaliatory clause out there, we are in a danger. So US is saying, just hear me very carefully. US is saying that if you buy US cotton farming from us and then make your textile apparel, then we will impose 0% retaliatory tariff on you. So in that case, your product will be much more cheaper and you can export more and more. Now, this is a very, if you understand in this manner, it is a very manipulative decision by Donald Trump, but in a very profitable, it is a very profitable business for Bangladesh. Bangladesh is surely going to grab this entire thing. Early now, right now, India is getting 18% tariff. On these items. Now Bangladesh is getting 19% tariff on these items. But then there's another clause coming out with, if they're going to buy US cotton, then it won't be a problem. So they will go with that entire thing. And this is how US has been trying to trap India like anything. US knows really well that India's textile sector is really, powerful. If you see in the meanwhile where this entire game is going, US has been attacking our biggest sectors. First, they have attacked agriculture. Now they're going towards textile. In agriculture, they have said that you don't open the market for us. Then you should not impose any such tariff on the yellow pulses and all that, which you export to US and all of that. When India declined this entire matter, now they went to the textile. Now they did not directly come on India, but they actually made India's neighboring country in a very testing situation, that the pressure would be surely coming on India right now. So that is how US President Donald Trump, actually pressured Bangladesh to come up with such decisions and to come up with such, leniency and retaliatory things, that even if they don't want, they still have to give hard time to India. That is what US President Donald Trump thought. And also, if you see this another thing, US President Donald Trump and Bangladesh interim government chief Mohammad Yunus has a tie-up since a very long time. Since the economic crash happened in Bangladesh, after that, this man came up out of nowhere. He did not had any such political relevance or any such political experience previously, but he came out there. How come he came here? Nobody knows. People and theorists said that this is a deep state situation out there. Until now, if you see, the election has taken place now, and we don't know when it will be completed, who will become the next president, prime minister. And even if the president or prime minister comes in the power in Bangladesh, even after that, where will Muhammad Yunus stand? What position will Muhammad Yunus take? That also we have no clue. But out here, we also see that how Bangladesh, with the help of US, has tried enough to pressurize India. First, they pressurized and they put up all those problems while T20 World Cup was hosted by India. They made up all issue. Well, in a situation where they were in no such situation that they could make such issues in this entire match. They said we won't want India should be banned from T20 World Cup. India should be imposed with sanctions. They came up with the BCB came up with the ICC, that you put a lot of you give a lot of importance to BCCI and all of that, and then again they quit. I mean, can you imagine a country which is going from economic crash, a country which is not economically going ahead, that country is saying no to ICC and the T20 World Championship. Do you know how much amount one country gets if they are participating in ICC T20? Those money was really important for Bangladesh, because Bangladesh is anyway going down, and its cricket has no money right now left. If they would have got such a money and such an amount out there, then its cricket funding could have rose. They would have got sponsorship in a place where the place has been disrupted like anything. It is being called under a threatening situation. Nobody is going there. No such tourism is happening there. A country would have got a boost, but then also Bangladesh said no, we are not going there. It is a self respect and all of that. Why you think it is not about the self respect? In geopolitics, there is nothing as such self respect, friendship, and animosity. Everybody think about their own thing. Everybody thinks about their profit and losses and trade. That's it. And there we see that how Bangladesh was given such a greed from US President Donald Trump. Only then they agreed and gave such a banning position that they are going to ban ICC. Now you can understand the clear picture what is happening out here. See, if you connect the dot, you see that I won't say that Bangladesh did it all because of US, but the dots which are connecting with each other says that Bangladesh did it because some or the other country has favored them, some or the other countries must have funded them to do it. And now after that entire situation, we see that this whole zero clause tariff thing is coming with Bangladesh out of nowhere. I mean, what could be a better timing to understand this entire situation than now? Why is it happening now? It could have happened much more earlier. India and US signed a deal on 26th of January. After 26th of January, there were many times. Why US is doing it right now only? US could have done it much more earlier, way much more earlier, when Yunus was there in power. It's been more than a year since Yunus is in power. He could have done it by then. Why is he doing now? That means some or the other relation is there. US President Donald Trump, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and their President Asif Munir. Then you see Bangladesh interim government chief Mohammad Yunus. All of these people are planning against India, and that is so clear. But this is a hard time what India is going to give it to them. Even if Bangladesh is not going to buy cottons from us in terms of US, but this they are still going to need cotton from us in terms of European Union and other places where they sell their textile and apparels, because US cotton is going to be really costly for Bangladesh. And also, if they are going to trade in dollar, it is again going to be cost them very much more costlier than Indian rupee. So that is a clear math. That is a clear math which US President Donald Trump is not seeing right now. That is it, which he is not understanding. So no matter what he do, no matter what he comes up with, this is not going to change anything. Cut. No matter what Donald President comes up with an idea how to degrade India, how to go make India go losses and all of that, nothing is going to work, because we are immune from a lot of things right now. We have strategies, we have plan. We are not only dependent on one country for anything. We are a country which is into a multipolarism kind of a situation. So if we lose one country, we can go to another country, then another country, and then another country. So in that position, we will be at a loss, but not at a par where Donald Trump is thinking that we would be. That's all for today. If you like such geopolitical scoop, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe Global Shark. Thank you so much for watching us.